guys, how you doing? This is EJ2 Track Rat, and my name is Dylan. And today we're going to be talking about 5 reasons why you're doing HPDE, High Performance Drivers Education, or track days wrong. Alright, so the point of this video is to provide you guys some food for thought and to get you guys thinking about how you can make HPDE and track days more valuable as a tool for driver development. Okay. With that being said, I think that it's very important that this community remains open and we have clear lines of communication and we share habits with each other about driving and we share opinions and thoughts. So, you know, drop a comment below in the YouTube channel. Also, I have a blog and an Instagram and a Facebook that I'll be linking in the video description. So, the first thing you're doing wrong, HPDE and track days, you're modifying your car. You're way too focused on modifying your car. I know that there are a lot of novice drivers out there who want to get the rally armor mud flaps and they want to get the Cobb access port and the cold air intake and the Honda and they want to get the big cam for their LS motor, and they want to do all these things, and that is great, right? Having a fast car is fun, all right, and you want to have fun with it, but there's a balance. There's a balance you got to strike. And I know so many intermediate to advanced drivers who are very talented who limit themselves by focusing too much on the car. I can't take this corner because my car is not corner balanced, or I can't take this corner because my car needs a ride height adjustment, or I can't take that corner because my car needs different springs, or I need more power to keep up with that car, I need better tires, and it goes on and on and on. The second thing, you're too focused on lap times. Just like the first thing, it's not good to have too much of one thing. So being focused on lap times is great, all right? If you're focused on lap times, then you have a baseline for where you sit, and it allows you to say, I'm a novice driver, I'm an intermediate driver, I'm an advanced driver. It's one piece of the equation that tells you your skill level. Don't say, I got to this lap time, that's great, now I'm just going to focus on lowering the lap time, because the lap time is not the end goal. The end goal is the driver. Oh, I can pick up 0.3 of a second in corner 7 because I'm braking too early as a habit. But this one lap, I didn't brake too early and I was 0.3 of a second faster. So if I can string it all together like a puzzle, then I'll be faster overall. That's a good use of lap times. That's what lap timers are for. They're for detailed data analysis. The lap time itself is just a baseline metric. You're scratching the surface. The third thing, you're focused on passing faster cars. So passing faster cars is awesome, right? Now, think about this example. You're on Instagram and you see a HPDE kill video where someone's in a Miata and they're passing McLaren P1s and Porsche 911 GT3s and you know, Ferrari F40s, I don't know, oh my, right? Like, they're passing some crazy cars. You might pass 3 GTRs at a track day and you might be like, I passed 3 GTRs, you know. But at the same time, don't make it all you focus on. It's not the end all be all of the track day. You might go out there and HPDE with one group, right? And you might be the upper echelon of that group in your slow car. You might think, I'm the upper echelon, I'm the best, no one can touch me. But then you go to another group and you run their HPDE program or track day, and you might be like, these guys are fast. If you don't focus on passing faster cars and you focus on yourself, you know, you lend yourself less to that opportunity. Number 4 thing that I see people do wrong is they only drive in the dry. You know, they might have a really powerful car, or they might bring slicks to the track, or they might not feel comfortable. They might feel a little bit concerned about the conditions. My advice to people like that, or to anyone in general who doesn't prefer to drive in the wet or won't drive in the wet, is force yourself to love to drive in the wet. Or at least if you don't love to drive in the wet, compartmentalize in your mind, I hate being wet and standing in paddock under my easy up, or especially without an easy up, and being soaked and wet. But I love driving in the wet. If you do have tires that don't have enough tread for being out in the rain, right? For example, and you're hydroplaning at 40, 50 miles an hour, don't go out on the track, but consider getting a set of tires for HPDE or track days that will allow you to go out in the rain. You know, if you have to, bring a tire trailer to every event. I used to bring a second set of tires to every event for my last 2 years of HPDE. And it helps a lot because, you know, when it's going to rain out, everyone's saying, oh, I don't want to drive. And you say, no, my fun's not over for the day. And then you put on those bad boys, those all-season tires or anything that has tread in it, and you go out and you have fun on the track and you learn. And if you have a really powerful car, just take it easy. You know, just figure out where the dry line is, figure out where the wet line is, and I'll go over that in a little bit, very shortly. And just have fun. Get a feel for what it's like to be in the rain. And then lastly, if you're scared of the rain because you're concerned about crashing or anything like that, don't be. Really don't be. The beauty of the rain is that when you lose control in the rain, you're at a much slower speed than when you're on the track in the dry. If anything, you should be less afraid of driving in the rain than you should be of driving in the dry because you're going at a lower speed. And you should be focused on learning car control, learning how to handle that oversteer, learning how to handle, hey, I'm going into the fastest braking zone on the track and I'm locking up and I can't stop. What do? Well, instead of turning the wheel and panic braking, maybe I should just hold my wheel straight and modulate the brake pedal. And if I go a little bit wide from the corner or if I go in the grass, that's fine, but I'm not going to hit the wall because I'm being patient. Practice that. And lastly, in the rain, you learn the dry line and the wet line, which is what I mentioned earlier. So, dry line. Dry line is the sticky part of the track. All right. Dry line might have seam sealer, so the track develops cracks in it over time. So they put seam sealer over it, which is that really shiny black stuff, and it's really grippy. It's the line that offers you the most momentum and the most grip. And then in the rain, that all changes. So in the rain, the seam sealer becomes slippery. And then all of the areas where the tire has built up, the tire marks have built up on the track because people are driving that dry line, that's now slippery. Even if you're not worried about being fast in the rain, which is fine, the rain line can make you faster in the dry because now you know where all of those grippy spots are because you're avoiding them in the rain, right? Lastly, you don't practice new things. If you're driving the same line over and over and over again at an HPDE, you're gonna get bored. It's really boring just driving in circles, especially if you don't have a high-powered car, because you're gonna get passed all the time. And that kind of goes back to the don't modify your car thing. If you start getting bored at the track, right, and you're just driving the same line over and over and over again, try driving a different line. Even if it's the totally wrong line, drive it. Drive on the outside of the track, right? Because if you ever decide to go to wheel-to-wheel racing, 90% of the time you're gonna be on the track is going to be offline because it's going to be taken up by 3 other cars. And imagine if you paid $800 for a day of coaching from a professional coach, they would probably tell you exactly what I'm telling you. Try new things. They would look at your data and they might look at your tire temperatures in your car and your inputs to the car, but they'll tell you the same exact thing. Try new things. Don't be afraid to try new things. So that's all I have. I just really appreciate you guys watching. I really appreciate any feedback, negative or positive, and I just want to learn from it and grow from it. Remember to check out the blog. Remember to check out the Instagram, the Facebook, and subscribe and like. Thanks for listening to EJ2 Track Rat.